Hi everyone, this is Mark. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. So as you can see, the purpose of this video is to review this awesome book set. This is the Elvis on Tour 50th anniversary 3-book set, 1972 to 2022. And this set actually came out, I believe, last August of 2021. You see, my copy was a little bit nicked there, but the books themselves are in beautiful shape, so that's the worst of it, so I'm happy. But it is by Erik Lorentzen and Jerry, I guess, Luckenbach is how you pronounce it. Yeah, Erik Lorentzen actually has a few books he's put out on Elvis, and they're all, from what I hear, they're good, really good. This particular set is exceptional. So I have thumbed through this. It is very, pardon me for a second. It is very well made. That's the back of it. Good, pretty cool shot of Elvis. So I'm going to pause this to do each book. Like I said, there's 3 books. As you can see, you have volume 1 and 2 is April 1972, and then volume 3, I believe, covers Madison Square Garden, the June tour, and then November 1972. So I'm going to pause this and we'll pick right up. All right, so welcome back. So this is the first volume of the 3 books. As you can see, it says April 1972. Cool shot of Elvis on the cover. There's the inside picture with one of his capes. So this is actually take 2. I had actually filmed about a 25, to do these last 3 books, it came out to about 25 minutes. And what I had noticed was, to get a better shot, I had turned my phone this way. But what happened was, when I did that, the playback came out sideways, and I couldn't have that. So this is take 2, so hopefully this one comes out a little bit better. I'm obviously not going to go page by page for 2 reasons. One, for sake of time, it would take a long time to see all this, because there's 400 pages in each book, so that's 1,200 pages. So you can kind of do the math. And for those that are interested to get it, give you something to look forward to. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I'm just going to kind of thumb through this really quick. Here's, of course, the Elvis on Tour poster that they did. And of course, him in his hotel room modeling. Many of you have seen these pictures. Now, the majority of these pictures, the big selling point of this book set was the majority of these pictures had never been seen before. They were unearthed and put together in this 3-volume set. And when I say that this is a thorough, expansive book, I'm not kidding you. It is phenomenal. It is arguably one of the best, if not the best book I think I've ever seen, especially when it comes to how detailed this is. And it talks about each of the jumpsuits that he wore. Of course, this was the one that he wore on the cover of as recorded at Madison Square Garden. I believe this was, in fact, I know it was. This was the June 16th, 1972 show in Jacksonville, Florida. Of course, those are the Madison Square Garden shots. So 1,200 pages, and literally hundreds upon hundreds of pictures that had never seen the light of day until now. So this set, it's dated to 2022, 72 to 2022. But this book actually came out, I believe, last August of 2021. I got my copy a few months after that. It weighs a ton. I'd say it weighs probably close to 25, maybe 26 pounds. But, oh man, it is so well done. Now these are not the different tours. These are just some of the outfits that he wore. Now this is the 2-piece where he wore like a suit jacket with the slacks. And then you can see he wore like a multicolored shirt with his championship gold belt. Now, the story behind this, I just read this last week. The story behind this is he wore it for the first time
in Chicago in June of 1972, and then he wore it later in November of 72 in Vegas. But Elvis felt like he didn't have the mobility that the jumpsuits afforded him. And in fact, I think in one show he actually split the pants in it, so he went back to the jumpsuits. But it's a shame because look at that. I just think that color shirt, I think it's a really, really cool look for Elvis. So yeah, so for this one, to go back a page, you have the white two-piece with the blue colored shirt, and then the light blue paisley two-piece, and then a white turquoise concho two-piece, which it's kind of a difficult shot away, but really, really cool. That's a cool shot. So it just talks about each of the jumpsuits. Of course, there's the black Conquistador. So yeah, so I'll just kind of jump right into it. This is actually one of my favorite jumpsuits that he had. I guess that's what they called it, the Saturn suit. It didn't seem like he wore this one very often on tour, but I really, really like that one. Of course, there's the what they would refer to as the Burning Love jumpsuit. So yeah, like I said, jumping right into this. That's actually a cool shot. You see this picture a lot as like a drawing. Like this is an actual picture, but you've seen where there's like an artist rendering, and it's just a really cool shot. There's of course him, in the limousine on his way to one of his concerts. So we'll just go past this. There's of course some of the rehearsals that were done earlier that month, or either I want to say was it March or April, where he recorded like Burning Love, Separate Ways, some of those big singles. And that shows the microphone he did. The detail in this book, like I can't stress it enough. The detail in this book is anything and everything you want to know about Elvis on tour in 1972. This book has it. Yeah, this is well worth the money, and I'll get into that at the end of the video. Everybody's seen that shot before. I've seen it on T-shirts, things of that nature. So yeah, of course, there's him in the studio again. Hopefully, this is coming out pretty good on the video. So, like I said, it's very, very detailed. There's him in the studio, the days he spent in the studio, and then here in a second, let's see. Just talking about some of the albums that were. There's the Worldwide Gold Hits. I think it's the box sets that came out. Look at that, $11.57 and $13.57. And those, of course, were the 4 LP sets. And this one had a bonus tour book, and this one had a swatch of Elvis's clothing from his wardrobe and a bonus poster. $13.57. Wow. Of course, him at the airport getting off his plane. And then this is where the tour started, April 5th, Buffalo, New York. And then, like I said, it gives really detailed. Let's see, that picture I've seen before. But yeah, a lot of these, when I look through these, I've been a fan for 50 years, and I've never seen the majority of these pictures. So there's April 6th, Detroit, Michigan. And I will tell you, the photography in these are so good. Really, really good. And I'm finding out, especially with it being the 50th anniversary, there are a ton of Elvis on tour fans. A ton of them. Like I said, you would not be disappointed if you get this book. Just great pictures. There's Olympia Stadium, Detroit. Yeah, really. This shot, I've seen like a variation of this, maybe a couple seconds later, but really, really cool. Dayton, Ohio. This jumpsuit ranks up there, maybe in my definitely my top 5, maybe even my top 3. It's all white. It has like the blue, sky blue accents to it. That's just a great picture. Elvis looked great. He sounded great during this time frame, their time period. Some other pictures with the baby blue scarf. Ticket from the show. Just great photographs. So I'm just going to try to buzz ahead a little bit here. Like I said, I want to give you all, if you all have it already, you know what's inside. If you are interested in getting it, I don't want to blow the surprise completely. You know what I mean? There's like every possible picture, like pictures that are just seconds apart that were taken on this tour. This is all just that one concert. There's him at the airport. Elvis with his fans. All right, so I'm going to try to move on a little bit because I still got 2 more volumes to get to. And I got to kind of watch my time because I got to go pick up my wife in town for work. So here's Elvis on tour, April 9th, Hampton Road, Virginia. Like I said, I'm just going to skip several pictures. Elvis getting his smooch on. All right, at the end where he gets his cape attached and he does his last song. Elvis being ornery. A little gift a female fan threw on stage. The thing that's really, there's another one. The thing that really stands out to me with these shows, it honestly felt like Elvis was really enjoying himself. He had a lot of fun on stage. I really felt, of the years I've been following him, I really felt that, especially in the early, when he first came back in 1969 and in July that year in Vegas at the International Hotel, and especially in the early to mid 70s, Elvis really seemed to enjoy himself. I mean, these pictures kind of show that. He really gave it his all. I mean, he gave his all in everything he did, in recording, even some of the soundtracks that he'd grown tired of as years went on. I think he really just, even if he didn't want to do it, he wasn't throwing it at the material, he always gave it his all in everything he did. And that's what I always admired about him. There's the famous shot that's on the cover of the Aloha album. That's April 11th, Roanoke, the evening performance. So, I've seen that picture a lot too. Like I said, the majority of these pictures I have never seen. April 12th in Indianapolis, Indiana. I've seen that picture before. These are kind of faraway shots, are kind of hard to see. So with that, I'm going to pause this, go to the second volume, and I'll be right back. So this is book 2, also April 1972. There's the back shot after he did his probably CC Rider to open the show, and he took his guitar off and tossed it to one of his bandmates behind him. So we'll look at this one. Look at that. That, yeah, I want to really, like I said, I've kind of thumbed through these quickly, but I have not really taken my time to, I've not really taken my time to stop and kind of smell the proverbial rose and just enjoy myself and take my time looking at this. That's a great shot. And that is, I believe, I think I missed a page. This is the, yes, this is the concert that I did my video on. Yes, Elvis, April 14th, the evening performance in Greensboro, North Carolina. And this is, you look back at my video I did a couple weeks ago, a review on Golden Globe Records. It's the full concert that was recorded. Very nice sounding. I have it on LP, on vinyl, heavyweight vinyl, and I gave a review on it, so check that out. He was in great form in this concert. Now, there's been some debate. I've always thought this was a blue jumpsuit. It's actually purple, if you look at it. And yeah, he just had a lot of fun on the show. very loose, and he just seemed to really enjoy himself. And then there's, of course, he refers to it in the concert. Take a look at the owl on my belt. So yeah, just some great pictures from this concert. There you go. We all know that famous shot, the cover of Standing Room Only, the great FTD album that is becoming almost ancient relic and hard to find. Very expensive if you can find it. I love that shot. It's just such a cool picture. And then there's April 15th in Macon, Georgia. I'm a big fan of this jumpsuit too. I really like this one. There's that. Yeah, he seemed to be really loose and really fine form for these concerts. Yeah, the photography in these are just like, I tell you what, you will not, if you do invest the money to get it, and kind of, I was mentioned before, I think I paid about a little over $200 for mine, but I've seen it as high as, with shipping, because of the weight of the book, it is roughly, it'll run you probably about $2.50. So it's, but I just think it's worth every penny. So I'm going to kind of go ahead quick here. That's a cool shot. That's a cool shot too. Elvis on the road. Okay, this one, April 16th, Jacksonville, Florida. And there's the jumpsuit with the championship belt. I know you all recognize that jumpsuit. So what's kind of cool about this particular date, there's a video that you can look it up, and I think it's actually on the Elvis on Tour movie, where it's after this particular show. He's leaving the Coliseum, and they talk about a rocket that went off earlier that day. And what that was is on April 16th, the morning of April 16th of 1972, Apollo 16 lifted off from Cape Kennedy, Florida. So they were talking about that. That's in the video. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That's an awesome picture. There he is, standing room only. I'm going to go through this quick, but a lot of pictures from this particular concert. Of course, you know the famous shot that's on the cover of, is recorded at Madison Square Garden. Really great stuff. All right. Like I said, I don't want to show you too much, because I want you all to be surprised when you get it. All right, so I'm just going to cut. Like I said, this particular concert, I think it's got the most pictures. It's got a ton. Look, I'm this many pages in, and it's still the same concert. There's a ton of pages and pictures. So here's a New City. Like I said, it goes day by day. Actually, this is the evening performance on April 16th. So we wore the blue jumpsuit. Great stuff. So just kind of moving along for sake of time. There's April 17th, Rock, Arkansas. There's the Burning Love suit again. All right. Cool picture there. That. So I'm just going to jump ahead, like I said, for sake of time, because this video is taking a little longer than I thought it would. We've seen this picture before. I think these were taken during the Elvis on Tour, one of the concerts that was recorded. This is the Albuquerque April 19th show. What is really special about this show, once I get to it, this is a video I also did where Elvis met Denise Sanchez. She had a terminal illness. It was leukemia, and it was arranged for her to meet Elvis before the show. He signed a poster for her, and check out that video. It's really, really moving. And he did a couple songs he dedicated. You Gave Me a Mountain. There you can see this next song is for Denise, a very special little girl I just met backstage. And then he did You Gave Me a Mountain. There's, of course, the lyrics. There's a picture of him with her. And then she got a little emotional meeting her hero. And she actually got to see him again in Vegas in August of 1972. So that's the end of that book. I want to pause this and we'll look at the last one.
Right. So this is the third and final book. This is June and November 1972. Check out the back picture. Wearing that awesome two-piece with the jacket that he only wore very minimally, only just a few shows during that 1972 show. So, of course, there is the cover of the Prince from Another Planet CD box set that came out a number of years back. Now, I'll go through this quickly because it talks about Elvis in New York, his first trip back in the day, outside of the garden. Of course, there's the garden here. There's the Colonel. Now, I will say, even though the FTD Madison Square Garden book came out back in 2017, this obviously is not from the garden. That's there you go, Boston Garden, November 71. But there are actually some pictures in here that I did not see that was in that book. Most of them are, because that Madison Square FTD book is pretty thorough. That one I don't remember seeing, but there's actually a lot of pages. I'm like going through, I'm skipping like 8 to 10 pages each time, and we're still at the, I skipped about another 10, another like 15 to 20 pages. There's a lot on the press conference. That's the thing I love. Like this picture was in the book. These two right here, meeting the fan backstage. This picture, which is at the end of the Friday evening, June 9th performance, where I guess that's Charlie Hodge or somebody putting on his cape at the end of the concert. June 9th, 8:30, Madison Square Garden. Yeah, so a lot of these pictures. This picture, I don't know if that is in the book. I don't recall that one. It doesn't jog my memory. This one definitely is in that book. So yeah, so majority of these are in there. That is that one. This is that Ordonez suit that he wore. That book's in there. Him giving cheers to his bandmates. So I'm gonna again kind of this. I don't think this picture is in the FTD book. I could be wrong. So just, and of course here's the Saturday afternoon show. This jumpsuit actually is in my definitely my top 3. It might be top couple. I love that jumpsuit. It's simple, but very cool. That's, of course, the back cover of the Afternoon in the Garden CD. Him on stage, getting ready to do Hound Dog. Yeah, it just looked cool with the yellow scarf and the white belt with the gold accents. I just thought it was such a cool jumpsuit. And he only actually wore this 2 more times after this. So he wore it this time. He wore it a couple days later in the next city he was in. I think he wore it 1 more time, and that was the extent of it. So here's June 10th, the evening show. And, of course, that one was also recorded, and it was released as recorded at Madison Square Garden. And he ended up wearing this one. I want to kind of skip ahead. He wore it
that evening performance. And then he wore it again on the fourth show that was added on Sunday, June 11th. He ended up wearing the same jumpsuit again the next day. So, and it recently sold. I think it sold last summer for about $1.5 million by a private collector at an auction. So there's that same jumpsuit. It looks like he wore it again. That was June 13th. So wore it just a few days later. So I'm going to kind of skip ahead for sake of time here. There's June 17th, Chicago. Well, actually, let me go back because I think, look at these. There it is. There's that where he wore the jacket and that ruffled shirt. I thought it was a great look, but like I said, he had some issues with mobility and moving around and such, so he only wore it on that show, on that tour in June, and then he wore it again in November in Vegas, and then he permanently went back to the jumpsuits. So there he is again. Just such a cool look with the gold championship belt. So yeah, great pictures. You've seen that shot before. So I'm just gonna move ahead again here. And then, so two quick things before I end this video. So one thing I just found out a couple of days ago, when Elvis visited Honolulu at the Honolulu Convention Center in November, before he went back in January for the Aloha concerts, what I did not know is they had originally intended for one of those November shows. I think he did 3 shows in Honolulu, and they were intended to be the Aloha concert. And due to some technical issues, they scrapped those plans and then went back in January and did the 2 benefit shows, the rehearsal for on the 12th, and then the show that they released on the 14th of January. So there we go. So with that, I'm going to close this. But as far as finding it, if you just search and put in Elvis on Tour 50th Anniversary book set or Elvis on Tour 3 book set, it'll pop up. There's a couple places that have it. They are limited to 1,000 pressings. I'm actually shocked they still have some available, but you can kind of price check and see what price works best for you. So if you like the content, try to get these out a couple times a week. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching. I appreciate all your nice comments, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Take care.